everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, it's quite dark in the evening here in Tokyo. It's 12 to 13 degrees, so it's lovely weather to be out on the motorbike this evening. And this evening's trip, as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm going to be heading over to Daikoku. And ask yourself, what has Daikoku got to do with my moto vlog? Well, as I said in the previous episode already, I think that I'm going to try and film not only just about motorbike vlogging, but also about other things in Japan. And when I was speaking to a colleague this week who was working out of London, he said to me, God, Arch, I'm so jealous you live in Japan. I'd love to live there. So I'm thinking I should probably take more advantage of the great things that I'm surrounded by here in Japan. And I'm pretty sure that there's some car enthusiasts outside of Japan who would love to go to Daikoku one day. Because Daikoku actually has quite a reputation to be a great car meetup. You see a lot of JDMs showing up there on Friday nights, Saturday nights, sometimes even Sunday evenings. And JDM stands for Japan Domestic Market. So it's kind of like the elder Japanese cars, you get a lot of the Evos, Mitsubishis, you get all kinds of stuff. You get the Skylines all souped up. I've always been a bit of a petrol head. According to Jeremy Clarkson, you're never really a petrol head until you've owned an Alfa Romeo. Well, I've owned 3 of them. 2 Alfa Suits and an Alfa Romeo Giulietta. My passion for cars started quite young, back in 1977, when I was a young fella in Australia. I was watching the old famous race. It's called Bathurst. It's an amazing track. They go up through a bit of a mountainous area, the famous Mount Panorama. All the spectators sitting in the mountain up there, and then off the back of Mount Panorama there's awesome straight. I think it used to be just one straight, but they've put a bit of a bend into it now. So back in 1977, it was Alan Moffat and Colin Bond, and they were in Ford Falcons, XC Cobras, 5.8 litres, V8 engines, and completely dominated the race. And one of the great sporting events and memories for me is as the commentator was commenting in the last lap, the car 1 and car 2 of the Ford Falcon coming down that back straight.
Down the straight they go, car 1, car 2. An absolute demonstration of the crushing victory to Ford here and the Alan Moffat dealer team.
And you can see Colin Bond, who was the number 2 driver, because Alan Moffat, the American guy racing in Australia, I think he was the owner of the team, kind of like eking a little bit in front of Alan Moffat. I don't know, basically just probably maybe just making him a little bit nervous. Because Alan Moffat, his car was limping in the last couple of laps, because you drive with 2 drivers in your car. I think it was Jackie X who'd burned up the brakes on poor Alan Moffat. And moving on to my second favourite car, also a Ford, moving on to the famous TV show that probably many people of my age will recall, Starsky and Hutch, in a Ford Gran Torino. My God, did I love that car. The red car with that beautiful white stripe over it. Starsky typically always being the driver, Paul Michael Glazer, and David Soul, who unfortunately just passed away a couple of weeks ago. Rest his soul. Being not so much into cars, being more the detective. Starsky jumping over the bonnet to go and get the thieves or the crooks that he was chasing. Absolutely loved that TV show. Everyone probably also remembers Smokey and the Bandit. I was speaking to a colleague of mine just a couple of days ago at work, and he was saying he's probably watched that movie probably 100 times. Loved it as a kid. That was just a phenomenal movie. I've watched it I don't know how many times. There's a beautiful scene. I don't think it's Burt Reynolds driving it in the movie, but probably some stunt driver going down the straight, and he locks up all the 4 tyres, flips it around, turns it around. You see all 4 tyres locked up, and then he takes off into the field. And then another great scene in that movie is when they spot that the Smokey, the police in that time, it was held up one of the truckers, one of his mates, and he comes burning down head to head down the road, and then he basically hits on the handbrake, locks it up, turns it around, and then Sally Field, bless her, God, a beautiful woman, still these days I think, she basically pops her head out and flips the cop of the bird, and then bird obviously kicks it into gear and takes off down the road. Wow, that was awesome. I love that movie, Smokey and the Bandit. Anyhow guys, so that's just a little bit about my enthusiasm for cars. Now just go into a little bit more detail in Daikoku. Daikoku has basically become kind of like a little bit of an attraction these days. So many of the police have issued warnings in the press and so forth that it seems that people who are tourists who don't live in Japan, what they're doing is they're taking taxis down to Daikoku. And guys, Daikoku PA is a parking area, so basically it's out in the middle of nowhere. So if you don't have any like forms of transportation yourself, no taxis are going to come there to take you back to your hotel or take you back into the city. So these tourists, you know, respectfully, probably unbeknownst to them, what they're doing is like, oh, I've got to go to Daikoku, I've seen all of these great car meets and all that, I've got to go check it out. They take a cab down to Daikoku. Rest assured, the cabbie, he wouldn't mind, he doesn't care, he'll take you down there. You walk around there for a couple hours. There's no way of getting back, there's no station, there's no public transportation. Don't take a taxi down to Daikoku if you ever come and visit in Japan. Rent a car or something, or hook up with someone who's got a car to take you down there, because you won't get back. I've seen already a flurry of YouTube videos come by on my feed of people going to Daikoku, and you hear the enthusiasm and how happy they are to be in Japan, to be able to visit Daikoku. It's really enlightening. It's awesome. So my God, I'm only 30 kilometers away. Get off my backside, get in my motorbike, get down there in the evening. It's best. I think it's best to go down there in the evening because you get the lovely lights of some of the the lights under the cars and all that. Here you go, a McLaren, just a McLaren parked here. Oh my God, phenomenal, black, beautiful car, wow. Here you go guys, Nissan Skyline, beautiful, absolutely amazing. I love the colours on it, proper racer. Here you got this dude, he's basically just opened up his hood and he allows you to film inside. Absolutely amazing. What is that? What model is that? What car is that?
RX-7.
Wow, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
My God. I never knew that they had a cabrio, no roof on top.
I think this is custom made. They didn't come from factory like with open roof.
Wow. So he must have done all of the support on the bottom just to basically support cutting the roof off, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
My God, that's beautiful. Does it get wilder than this? You get more cars later?
Yeah, it should be. We see.
I see everything on YouTube. I must come.
Yeah. Actually, second time here.
Really?
Yeah. I was in last Sunday morning.
Ah, I saw on YouTube. It was so busy.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Where do they park? They park here?
Yeah. This whole area. Yeah.
This is phenomenal. God. I ride motorbikes, so I must come here.
Yeah.
Thank you. GR66 Zuto-mayo. I think in Japanese Zuto-mayo, obviously being mayonnaise, Zuto means all the time or keep on going. So it means continuous mayonnaise? I don't know. I don't know. So arrived here in Daikoku,
And as I was saying when I was on the motorbike, you're basically surrounded by all of these turn points for the motorway, which is awesome. Just slowly panning across, and you can see the various motorways which are intersecting. Now, I've come past here a couple times already in the past as I'm coming back from either from Hakone or I'm coming back from Izu area, but I've always just been too tired because I've typically had like 400 or 500 kilometers in the seat, so I just wanted to buzz past and go home. Very happy I showed up this evening though, because I feel that probably in the next half an hour to an hour a lot of really interesting cars are going to show up, so let's see what we can get on footage here. What do we have here? What on earth is this? Some of these cars you can't film too close because obviously I'll get a copyright strike. They've got like pretty hefty sound systems in there and they're playing music, so be careful. I might have to do like a dub over or something. I'll use it as B-roll at the same time as well. One of the cars I just walked up to there, the guy has got it completely decked out with all lights, all kinds of car audio in there, and he's got a chandelier in there as well. It looks like one of those smaller K cars. K cars are quite popular in Japan because a lot of the locations where people live and the streets where we live, they're very, very small, highly populated, very congested when it comes to cars and so forth. So what Japan has done is they've developed what they call a K car, and you can then navigate through the small neighborhoods with those cars. Oh my God, I hear something is coming. No idea what it is, but it sounds like a Lamborghini. Yep, I think a Lamborghini's coming. He's definitely up there on the pathway. Built by a guy who made tractors. Sounds like a tractor. Beautiful. You guys can't smell it, but I tell you what, the stench that comes off this machine is amazing. It is car heaven here. In Japan you have two types of areas where you can park. One is an SA, which is a service area, so you can get services for your car and so forth. And this is a PA, which stands for parking area. So you can't fill up your car on gasoline and all that. They do have small facilities like areas where you can get something to drink or something to eat and so forth. But this is meant to be a truck stop, so truckers can stop here and have a bit of a snooze. And I do see some trucks over there, so as they're possibly coming up from Osaka to Tokyo, dropping off their goods, they'll chill out and have a sleep here. You're not going to sleep much around here, especially when a whole series of those Lamborghini Coutachus show up with their custom exhausts. You'll probably be sitting straight up in your truck. As everywhere in Japan, you have these lovely vending machines where you can get anything you want. Fresh coffee, drinks. Absolutely awesome. Phenomenal. I guess this is where the guys hang out, warm up a little bit. Don't know whether or not these are racing cars, but all of a sudden this showed up. They must be racing cars. They must race these. Or drift. Maybe they're drifting. I think, guys, it's slowly time to start making our way home because Cops are showing up, start cleaning everything up. Well guys, that's been a fantastic experience. I'm really happy I came here to Daikoku. The legend lived up to it. It's phenomenal. You just stand there on the corner of the exit and the entry area where the cars come off the motorway onto Daikoku, and when they exit back onto the motorway, you can stand there for an hour and you'll see all sorts of cars come past you. And I've seen some amazing Toyotas, Datsuns, Nissans, the older ones, right? So coupes, and still many foreigners still showing up in cabs. I guess they're going to Uber their way home to get out of here. I've had an amazing evening. I've been here for a couple of hours just walking around. It just warms up your blood to be around all of these car fanatics, to see all the varieties of the cars at the same time as well. I've seen some amazing domestic cars have been all upgraded and super duped. A lot of Toyota Supras, Evos, all kinds of cars you see here. You can just stand here for a couple of hours just walking around, and you know, you name it, that car will come past eventually. So yeah, that's going to be it guys. I'm going to start making my way home because I do feel that it's starting to cool down quite a lot now. Thanks for tuning in guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks guys.